Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be learning how to get our data from any source, that is to import a data, and then how we are going to clean that data. So first of all, after you open your Power BI, move to the Get Data tab. Here you can see these are the common data sources. So for example, the one we have is an text CSV format. So we're going to be using a different one. I got it from GitHub and I will paste the link in the description. So for example, we're taking Zomato. So if you click on that, so this is the navigation bar that they will show you. So there are different things that we have here, and yeah, so this is just the first 200 part of it. So we can either load the data or transform the data. So if we load the data, then it will directly show here and we can edit it later. And if you use the transform data, then we can go to directly to the Power BI query editor and we can transform the data or clean it, as we say. So here is our query editor, and here you can see that all of the data are here. So that's rating color, aggregate rating, price range, and everything. Okay. So now if we come here, if you double tap on it, you can change the name here. You can also do it by, for example, if you click here, you can rename it in the same way. Here's the rename one. Okay. So these are the name of the restaurants that we have. We can see that there are way too many, and there are some where, for example, at the red mango, that's not a real name. And similarly, we have to check all of this data for which one is actually data source or not. So here we have the country code, which starts from 1 to 216, and this is the city name that we all have. Here's the thing, 103.839.165 is not an actual city, so we have to check all of this data and filter it down. So if I select this, for example, let's just select this, and we see that this is an error name which was used, uh, which should not be used. So I'll just select all of them except for this one, and my data will be filtered in that way. And similarly, as I have filtered out this column, so it won't show. Similarly, the country code here, if I want, I can just click this off, but we do not have that need. So here's the thing, we have to check if all of the data here are okay or not. For example, there's a red mark showing that there might be some discrepancy. So here's one that's called null. So let's just check the null values. So it shows null and error. So what we can do is we can either deselect all of them so that we do not change everything about it. In similar way, we are going to check all of these data here. Just scroll down. This is a very tedious process. You have to check all of them one by one, so it takes some time. For example, average cost for 2, it can be 0, so we're keeping it. And so here are the things that we have. If we want, here's the thing, this is the currency we have in Bosnia, real, dollar, has table booking in a yes or no format, has online delivery, yes and no. We do not have to change anything here. Is delivering now, it's only got yes, so that means the entirety of the restaurants are not delivering. Switch menu is also no. Then this is the price range, though the price range should be in a value. Now we have one with aggregate rating, so let's just see. And here's the rating color. So we have dark green, red, orange, the spelling mistakes all check out, average, excellent, not rated, nice. And these are the amount of votes that start from 0 to something of them. So these are all of our data here, and as you can see on the right side, these are the apply steps. So this is the one that we use for the city column where we took out that coordinate. So this will show if I click it, yeah, so it took it off. So again, I'll just deselect this one, and this is done. So now that we're here, you can see that there's a line. So this one shows the error values. So if we go to the view column here, and see column quality, you can see all of the values here. So it shows an error at less than 1%, and it shows for, and there's one with empty rows. So we'll just deselect this. So it makes it easier for us to find the values. for longitude. Here we can see all of the values for the errors and non-errors. And there's one thing about Power BI, that it automatically detects the errors and it will not use them. So there's another thing that we can do, that is split columns. So for example, if we take the locality here, so if we split the columns, for example, with a delimiter here, if so with delimiter, it shows that after a certain symbol or a custom symbol, the the place that we have will be divided into two. For example, if I put this on comma, and each occurrence of the let's just write for the right side. If we click yes, so here's the thing. We have one locality 1 and locality 2. So previously we had Century City Mall, Poblacion, and McCarthy City here. And as we use the delimiter, it separated both of these columns. But we do not need that, so I'll just take it off. And I just did it to show you what the actual value is about. So if I just take it off, here's the thing. So the locality is back to what it was. Another thing you have to remember here is this: if we press on this icon here, it shows you the data type. So for example, you can use decimal, fixed decimal, there's a date and time preference. Now here we do not have any date or time, so we aren't going to be able to use it, but in times we will have to. And if you just click here, you can see you can remove a column, you can duplicate a column just by right clicking it, and you can change everything. For example, let's just show you one thing. So if I go to country code, and if I replace any values, for example, I have 162, and if I replace it with 99999, I can do that, and you can see every value that I had with 162 has been changed to 999. So I can do, so after we have done that, if you press on close and apply, it will take you back to the main menu. So this, and you see the, it says the pending. So this shows you the errors that we have, and what we can do is just remove the empty or remove the errors here, and now close and apply, and you can see that this is, it takes us back to the home screen. And if you go to the table view, here you can see all of the data pasted here, and we can work on the table from here too. So that's all for the cleaning part, and in the next class we will be we will learn how to do DAX functions.